What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cash coming to you live from the living room for the 57th time for the Make It Make Sense podcast. In the building with me today, I got Red.
You already know what it is, huh?
Video dude is still on vacation. He been in Cali for like 8 weeks.
I'm living my best life.
Live reporting on the Kendrick drama. Yeah, so we audio only this episode, but we'll be back in video soon. You can find the podcast on Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, and you can find the stream on YouTube. And Happy New Year's to everybody, to all our listeners. We haven't heard from us since 2024, New Year. So before we get into any of the topics, see if any of the hosts got anything they want to say. Nothing to add? No stories?
I would like to say rest in peace, my Aunt Barbara. She died December 23rd, right before Christmas. She got hit by a car on her own block. She was walking her dog, and they killed her and the dog, believe it or not, right there in Freeport, Long Island. So rest in peace, my Aunt Barbara. And Uncle Wyatt, hold your head. You already know. Love you like cook food.
R.I.P. That's crazy. Right around the holidays, too. Does anybody have any New Year's resolutions they not going to keep?
I'm going to start drinking more water. Because, Dollar, I know.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Anybody know me? I'm a soda and a juice man. I'm a soda and juice man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the original
I'm a soda,
OJ the juice man.
I'm a soda and juice man, so I'm trying to drink more water.
Fuck out of here.
I got to work on my blood pressure. My blood pressure is high. Shit,
You know this, I said,
jokes aside,
resolutions we ain't going to keep.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep y'all updated if he keeps that one.
I'm going to try.
Because I'm calling bullshit on that one.
I ain't bring no soda this time. That's true. That's true.
We gonna see.
Yeah, right? We gonna see. My resolution is to just try to be more consistent. So I did have a GameStop story, but I'm gonna skip that one to tell another story about something that I seen over holidays that happened to me. And this is why Dick's Sporting Goods needs to change their name. So
I don't even know the story, but
yeah,
I'm just laughing.
I had to get my son a hoodie for Christmas. There's a Dick's Sporting Goods out in Yonkers that tends to have a lot of sets, all the Nike stuff. So I wanted to know where it was at. So I guess I searched for it at some point on the computer. Now, anyone you use Google, when you search or if you look for something, it leaves the tab of what you was looking for on the top, like you could read it. So I came out here the next day to use the computer edit. I'm looking at the tabs and I see Dick's near me. I was the fuck? I was like,
nah.
Then I was like, oh, the hoodie. But then my mind immediately was like, yo, what if my wife saw this? I was like, what if G's went to use my computer and seen just Dick's near? Like, what's going? Like, yo, what's going on with this? Yeah,
that's a pause.
Yeah, like what's going on with Cash? Like, yo, y'all need to change your name for real. I don't want to be immature. But that shit threw me for a loop when I saw that on the top.
Nah, that's too funny. That's too funny.
It's like literally just Dick's near me. I was like, oh yeah, nah. Oh, this got to change for real.
That's too funny. I can't even.
I could only imagine what somebody would say if they walked in and seen that on your screen.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Near me.
Yo, that's funny, bro. You didn't even tell me that story. That's funny. That's
Remember
too
the
funny.
Martin episode? I was pointing out the dude in the red shirt.
Yeah. That definitely would have been his type of vibe. I was just like,
his browser history.
Yo, imagine see that. Like, where's my husband looking up? All right, so we got some topics we're gonna get into to start this new year. So the first topic we have on the 2025 agenda, back in the news again, Charleston White, who recently was on Jeff Teague podcast, and he was saying that Angel Reese want to sell ass. He saw what Shaq said, and he said, I'm going to one-up you, and said they need to play with their titties out in some underwear, straight-up underwear, cheeks showing. He was pretty aggressive with it.
Shaq said that?
No.
White.
Shaq just said she would look all right in some short shorts.
Shaq gotta stop that.
Yeah, we spoke about this before, but he's, like I said, he took it one step further. So before we get to the backlash on the podcast, how we feel about his comments?
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
And I think it's terrible only because I think it's terrible only because, like, with the Angel Reese thing in the what's the white girl?
Caitlin Clark.
They always compared them to.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna use her like sex sell, they're gonna use her as the white girl as a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Like Angel Reese didn't get down on the court either, but that's messed up. I disagree with that. That's fucked up, bro. That shit whack. These girls, they bringing the WNBA back because without Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, a lot of people wasn't even watching the WNBA until they got into the league and made it interesting.
Yeah, because it's mostly going to piss off females who probably wasn't checking for it. He's so vile. Like, I see his point. He's trying to make the point of, yeah, if they were sexier, because sex sells, more people watch the WNBA. But to insinuate they got to be ass naked, that's porn. that's not basketball at that point.
He was pushing for them to start their OnlyFans.
Yeah, like, that's basically porn at that point.
I
Like,
do feel like Angel Reese could be a little sexual, though. Some of her pictures do be a little sexual. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I ain't seen none of her sexual pictures. With her
sex sells. There's nothing wrong with that, but to take it from that to she want to sell ass, that's extreme.
Well, if she don't make it, she got a career in OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure. So,
but why you gotta go to that? Maybe she could sell makeup or do whatever.
She could do that, but OnlyFans gonna pop off first.
But sex sells in anywhere, so I get his point there. But him being Charleston White, he got to take it to third degree to make it straight disrespectful. Obviously, sex sells. So she shows that side of her. Cool. But I don't think she do nothing that's so crazy or nothing, bless you, that insinuates she trying to sell some ass. Like, I never got those type of vibes. So I don't know where he was getting that from.
I have a couple of tweets from people that was basically calling for Jeff Teague's show to be canceled.
For the podcast.
Yes, for the podcast. Just seen that Jeff Teague's clip, bro. What the fuck are we actually doing? Just the most sexist, misogynistic shit you've ever heard, unedited and said with all the confidence in the world, knowing it will go unchecked. Take these dudes' mics away, man. And Shaq, you are not innocent either. Then there's another one that said, who are Jeff Teague and the Club 520 podcast sponsors? There is no way these corporate sponsors can see Charleston White talk so nasty about the top stars in the WNBA and allow their partnerships to continue. But they do have some truth to that, because how you gonna have that on your podcast and then try to sign with
them
WNBA?
Saying they was trying to work with the WNBA in that same conversation was nasty work.
I feel like this. Angel Reese put it out there. For me, like, I listen to Charleston White, and a lot of shit he say, I think more of it's the person who's saying it, but sometimes he be kicking some real stuff. And a lot of shit I agree with. Some stuff I don't agree with. Some stuff he be saying I do agree with.
The thing is, some of the stuff he makes sense, but he go for shock value rather than delivering the message. And when you talk that crazy, people gonna miss the message.
Sometimes I feel like that too. But I do feel like sometimes he be saying some real shit. And like I said, I watch Angel Reese, and I seen like the YouTube clips. She a little sexual compared to all the other basketball players.
Yeah.
She make her money like that too. She's sponsored to like bathing suits. I did a little research. I don't do much research. Yeah, I know me, but she is
on this type of
sponsored.
topic.
Yeah,
you will.
She is sponsored to like this bathing suit little thing. So she do promote the bathing suits and the little tight little bras and everything. To me, it don't really matter to me because honestly, I'll be honest with you, she doesn't even have a body. She's just tall with a 12-year-old body. Like, she's just tall.
I was gonna say I don't follow women's sports, but I would venture to guess she's not the only female in sports that
is sexualized.
that models bathing
agree.
suits and does stuff like that. So it's like, why does she get this extra whore kind of label? Like, oh, she want to do an OnlyFans, just sell some ass, dunk with your titties out. Like, damn, that shit is extreme. But how do we feel about people saying Jeff Teague and them need to be canceled, even though they did push back a little bit, not much? Do you think he should be held responsible?
Hell no. It's his opinion. The same way we have our opinion on our show. No. Can't be. Listen, they seen something, they stated a little their interpretation, their opinion. That's it. You can't. I'm tired of this cancel culture where people think you could cancel somebody for just stating their opinion. I know we all got opinions. But you sitting there
kikiing with him when he's saying all of this misogynistic ideology and laughing with him, but then you turn it around and you ask for deals that looks funny. You can't sit there and condone it, but like, I don't think that their show should be, I don't think his podcast should be canceled, but I do think you should know what to expect when you have certain guests on, as is Charleston White and certain other people, because there is going to be some backlash because you know how they talk and like the type of things that they say is gonna strike a nerve with a lot of people.
I agree. I understand it, but I don't condone it. Only because if you don't put it out there, there's nothing to talk about. If she doesn't dress in these sexy, provocative ways, we're not even talking about Angel Reese. But she put it out there. She put it on social media. She walks around dressed like this. She walks around dressed like that. That's why it was addressed. You don't see Caitlin Clark talking about them or doing things. And let me tell you something. Angel Reese is pretty, but she's not the baddest girl in the WNBA.
But the issue is, why is she being spoke about like that?
Because
that's what it comes down
dollars.
to. But she's not the only one.
But she's doing
the
the most dollars.
It's like, of course, she's a public figure, so you could speak about her, but it's how you speak about her, regardless of her. I don't
feel like she's doing the most.
I don't agree
like you
with
don't
that.
see too many. How many WNBA players have we seen?
What's your definition of doing the most? I've literally seen the same clip running around of her on Wildin' Out, and that's pretty much it. And her podcast.
No, what I'm saying is, what other in WNBA woman is like wearing little bathing suits and flaunting their bodies on Instagram?
If they are, we wouldn't know because they ain't spoken about. Like we don't talk about the WNBA. The only reason it's being spoke about now is because of them too, and partly of her. So even if she wasn't the only one, I feel like we wouldn't even know, and she wouldn't get that kind of energy. I promise you, if it was a white girl dressing like that doing this for the WNBA, they wouldn't be calling her.
Do you think
calling
it's
her
a
whole
race thing?
and shit. Nah,
but is it always a race thing when it like? Do you
no, not always, but
okay.
with Charleston White, how he be talking, that's how I feel like, because that's how he give it up.
I agree,
but I agree with Red. I don't think he should be canceled because I don't believe in cancel culture.
Me either.
But you could just not listen to him. But I don't think he should be able to just duck it. Like, well, he said that, not me. Like, nah, you know what type of time he be on, so you gotta know what comes with having him on your platform.
So you're telling me right now, hold on. This is why I disagree with you.
Whether she's like that or not online, you still shouldn't say that for like the majority of the women out there who are not like her, who don't post the type of stuff that you claim that she posts. Because I don't have social media, so I don't know what this girl posts.
She posts crazy stuff.
Okay, whether she does it, that's not the majority of women. So for him to say, "Oh, go start an OnlyFans," or "Oh, play with your titties out and play in some underwear," like.
Yeah, that was towards the WNBA. That wasn't just towards her. That was for the league.
I feel you.
But which is why I said he goes to the extreme, because sex sells. Like, if there was a bunch of baddies in the WNBA, I do think more people will watch it. But you could say that without saying, well, if they also topless in thongs, like, all right, like now you dragging it. And that's why I say, you know what he does, so you got to accept it. A perfect example is he was supposed to do an interview with Joe Budden, and they were going back and forth because Joe Budden canceled it. And Joe said the reason he canceled it is because the interview was supposed to happen right around the time Gilly Kid died, and Charleston White was talking reckless about his kid online dying, like basically making fun of the situation. Yeah. And he was like, he didn't feel like comfortable doing the interview right then while he was doing that. And, you know, Charleston White got upset and was calling Joe corny and all that for it. But I respect it, because it's like, I respect you do that more than you let him come on and then try to apologize after you do it, after you put it out, after you get all the hits and views from it, and be like, yo, man, I don't agree with him saying that. He should have never, like, bro, you know what type of shit
you're not finna come here and use my platform to get your shit off.
I'm saying, yeah, it's just no.
I'm torn in two ways, because I definitely agree with you guys. I just feel like, you know,
he's a controversial guest.
Yes.
And you got to be ready to take those risks, whether people might not listen to you anymore, tune into your podcast, and your ratings go down. That's a risk you have to be willing to take.
Now, if it's a surprise or you just like, I don't care, like I'm with it, then,
my question to you guys is this. Should any podcast or any person who does the interviews, should they be blamed for what the person says? Because like Cat Williams had a controversial, you know, interview.
I don't think they should be blamed for what they say.
So if you're not blamed for it, I guess, okay. So hold
That's
on,
what
Dallas.
Saying.
Hold on.
Yeah, not
so I guess
blame. You don't take the blame. You just got to take the accountability for what might come from it.
What should come from it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
As long as it's not a surprise.
Okay.
You know, like you invite a regular person and they just go off the wall. That's the only thing.
And it was all laughing, and I sat there and watched it, and I didn't find out one of those jokes funny at all.
See the defense. I just thought the funniest part was them saying like they was trying to get a sponsorship with the WNBA after that. That might be a little tough. Well, we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
We'll see
Probably won't.
if they get their interview or not.
We're sorry.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best strategy.
Sorry.
Yeah, me
But
either.
we'll
We're
see.
sorry.
Next topic, we wanted to discuss whether or not
We're
Elliot
sorry.
Wilson was being a hater. So recently, he was on the Rory and Moore podcast discussing Cam's rise of his sports show. And he was basically just saying Cam is not a real journalist. Kind of don't respect it because people go to him because he got that celebrity nod, and he basically don't respect it. Cam did respond. Unfortunately, I didn't see it. I'm pretty sure it was hilarious. So, but we gonna go over what Elliot had to say about Cam and discuss whether we think it was fair or foul, or if we understand where he was coming from.
He one of them old people that get a little yak and then they don't know how to act. They talk they shit and it sounds like he was just player hating. He might not be a journalist, but like maybe he's a aficionado, maybe he's an enthusiast, maybe he's just a person that grew up listening to sports and watching sports, and he's just a diehard sport fan. Like, I don't see what's the harm in him talking about sports on his podcast. Like, stay in your own lane. You do what you do with your music, and let him do what he do on his podcast.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
the thing is, like,
I agree.
Cam doing sports, so his music ties or whatever he got don't tie into that. I do see the point of obviously being a celebrity gives you a bump. If Alonzo from 125 did the exact same show with the same premise and all that, it probably wouldn't hit the same. So obviously
Absolutely.
being Cam helps. I get that part. But just like with Drake and UMG, when I said even if it's the right message, wrong messenger, like Elliot Wilson, when he was doing his thing, he was getting all kind of interviews. When he got that Drake interview, that was because of his ties, of course. So he was benefiting off of it at a point. But now that he's not benefiting off of his name, because shit's all transactional. Like, people run to what's hot. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
if he was hot and popping, he would get interviews, but he's not right now. So that's how that shit goes. So you can't cry when that shit is not working for you.
And Cam said he started that with his own money. Like, he ain't have no help. So,
Yeah.
like, Elliot has connections.
His
in
own
business.
idea.
Yeah, like, come on.
I just think that Elliot Wilson made a mistake because all Cam does is his opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah, all his facts might be straight, but this is his opinion. It's a sports show. If he feel like a guy's a bum, that's his opinion. It's plenty of guys in the NBA that we felt like they were bums.
Yeah, and he keeps
Like,
saying
they
what make him a
used to
journalist.
kill Kwame Brown. Some people were like, yo, Kwame Brown, they'd say his stats and they'd be like, all right, he wasn't a bum, but you know,
He said
it
he's
is what
running
it
around
is.
like Stephen A. Smith.
like I don't get it. Like I think because he's a rapper, his input.
That's why he's giving him
that's the backlash.
giving him that kind of energy.
Yeah, that's all it is, and that he's successful at doing it. That shit corny.
All I have to say is, player, hater.
But you know what I'm saying? I could understand where it's coming from, because even when I was talking about Mouth Tour, like, when I was saying all the hits she got on her podcast,
Oh, hop tour.
yeah, that's a little hate.
Hop tour.
Is
I
it
meant to
my
go
side or what it was going on?
That's
I
a
was
little.
like,
That's a
what?
little hate, because I'm like, yo, like, her shit is buzzing just because of that, not because it's actually good. As someone who does the same thing, I could understand where it's like, yo, I see that and it's like, it's a little corny, but that's how the game works. The game is the game. So when you especially you can't complain when you benefited from it. It's one thing for
Exactly.
someone who ain't benefit to complain,
Exactly.
like, yo, this shit is rigged. But you can't only complain when the shit not rigged for you. It don't work like that. That shit just make you sound bitter and like a hater. This year that he hated on several people. He hated on Kai. Now he hating on Kim.
Player,
Yeah. He sound like that old
Yeah, that old
man.
head that hate the young guys. But it's all good. Like I said,
And
you know,
game changed the game.
and the part that people forget is Cam did play basketball back in the days, and Cam was like a star. They also gave him, like, for the Dipset, they did the Knicks contribute where they had the Knicks Dipset uniforms and everything. For people who didn't know that, Cam's and them got Knicks jerseys that says Dipset, and they got like the players on the back, player numbers on the back, and player names.
And again, you don't have to have played to talk about sports.
You don't.
We didn't see Skip. Like, there's no correlation. And I would say I don't think there's that many people that was fans of Cameron as a rapper that's like, oh, Cam is doing a sports show now, I'm gonna tune into that just cause. Like, there's not even a correlation. The show is actually good. The people that's watching it is watching it because it's good. Even if you might get an episode or two just to offer your name, it's trash. It's gonna die out. People not gonna rock with it, and they still rocking with it. So obviously, something about it is hitting. Yeah, obviously something about it is hitting.
Like I said, he needs to just stay in his lane.
Yeah, it looks like we all agree that was just hate. All right, Elliot Wilson, I guess you got to do better, man. I guess you got to get your buzz up, and then we can get them interviews again. That's the only way. That's all it is. Like, trust me.
Change your marketing.
Yeah, and just in 3 years or whatever, when another popping streamer come up, they're gonna be getting the interviews instead of Kai. If another hot sports show come up that's popping and celebrities or athletes want to go on it, they're going to run to that. That's how shit's all transactional. I'm pretty sure he knows that better than we do. He should know that. All right, moving off of Elliot Wilson dissing Cam, we're going to talk about Joe Budden. Elliot was on his show last year too, hating on there. Hate. That's the episode he was hating on Kai, as a matter of fact. It was on Joe Budden podcast. He was hating that Drake went on his shit. So recently, Joe was missing from the last 2 episodes of his podcast, and then when he did reappear, they were back to recording in Park's basement, not the fancy studio penthouse in the sky, moving on up style. He came out and said, yeah, basically he rang his neighbor's doorbell in the nude, and that got him in trouble, and that's why they had to not record there, because they wasn't feeling them recording. We just want to talk about this real quick, if we think that was really what happened, if there's more to it, what the Stop reported, because he was originally saying that he had problems with this neighbor and they had multiple run-ins because they didn't want him recording there.
I mean, that could very well be the case, but the fact that the police of Edgewater made a statement.
Hey, stop sleepwalking with your dang out, man. Hey, that shit ain't good for nobody. Because as we sit here and we joke about it, right? Now imagine if we was the neighbors and we got our daughters in the house and you look in your Ring camera and you see Joe Budden's outside butt naked. You're going to be like, what the fuck?
So don't hold me, but I think in the report they said that one of the kids that was having a sleepover or something saw it on their phones or some ish like that.
We're not accepting that. Ain't nobody here accepting that. Especially if we got daughters. We got boys, Dad, he out here. You might come out and even your son's ready to fight him. But if your daughter see that, it's just, it's unacceptable. We're going to feel totally different. Like, we joking about it right now because it ain't happened to us. But let a naked dude come, forget Joe Bunce, any naked dude, come outside our door. We look outside our Ring camera and he's naked, knocking on our door. Oh, no, we're going to have a problem sleepwalking. In he lucky that the neighbors didn't come out and bash his head in because he was sleepwalking. That's what he lucky about.
So if Joe Budden rang your doorbell naked, would that change
nobody. Nobody.
Does it change it for you?
Nobody.
Oh, okay.
Nobody. If I got my daughter in the house and I look outside my Ring camera and it's a naked dude knocking on my door, I'm gonna, when I answer that door, I don't even know. I'm not even asking. I'm bashing him in the head, bro. Nah, we're not doing that. Nah.
Well, even though sleeping naked ain't my thing, that's not a crime. But my only thing is, if you know, because he told a story, I was explaining to you before the podcast, on his podcast about how he sleeps naked. We all know this, but that one time he ended up sleepwalking and ended up in his manager Ian's bed. He woke up the next morning in his manager's bed.
Yeah, that was
naked.
Gay. That was
and
gay.
His manager explained to him what happened.
That was gay. Yeah. His manager said, somehow I had grease on my booty. I had grease on my booty hole.
Jesus added mad spice to it.
I gotta add mad spice. He said I woke up, I had mad Vaseline on my butt.
Why are you gay?
What?
The story for the listeners was
Where did this come from?
You had mad baby oil on you.
He seen him walk in the room and he would look like he was looking for something. He was going through the drawers. Then he thought he was looking for something. Then he just got in the bed.
Yeah, he was looking for a condom. He said, "Fuck, I can't find a condom."
So anyway, my point is, if you know you sleep naked, if you got your house and you're in your own house, do your thing. But if you're in an apartment complex, you in a hotel, you on vacation, you anywhere else, you can't sleep naked. Like, you can't. Because if this same thing happens and you in your pajamas, it's a totally different story. You know what I'm saying? But the naked part, it's like, listen, he was really challenging Drake for that 69 God of the year.
That's a fact.
Because that came in right before 2025. Like, that's a nasty story. Yeah. And let's be honest, if it was somebody else, Joe would be on him. So like I hear his explanation, but hey, and I fuck with Joe, but we gotta call a spade a spade.
A spade a spade.
He would have the jokes, and he'd be on it. So
nigga, you know you wasn't sleepwalking. You was in there. Nah, I ain't.
But you know what? That shows you the power of having money and in an apartment complex. Because
he had 2 apartments, right?
He has 2 apartments there, but never mind that. They didn't want him podcasting there, okay? So then the neighbor got the town involved because apparently you can't film in that building anyway. And they got the town involved, so they got them moved. So the show wasn't going to be able to record there anyway. So when you in a nice building and you got money and power, that podcast got to go. Meanwhile, I've had a crackhead above me arguing over the same $20 and same rocks for 7 years. I've had to hear this shit, and promise you, there's not a goddamn thing I can do about it.
Yo, Dollar, just shows you that at the end of the day,
2 different Americas.
These black
2 different
people
Americas
who like people like Joe Budden and his podcast, and at the end of the day, you could get shut down. The white man or who I don't know.
Yeah, there's always whoever. Whoever not, they got more money. They got more money than him. Yeah. That's how it works.
It could get shut down.
People in that building got some money. Did you see that view? Let me tell you
that view is beautiful.
There's other people with that view, and there's people with the better. There's people above that building. So that's how it works. They learned
the hard way.
But it's funny that basement used to look fly. It was a nice little setup for the crew when it was him, Rory Moore. You know, it was like the little homie vibe. But now with the squad, it don't look right. They gotta upgrade that shit. There's too many people there. They looking like sardines.
Yeah, I agree.
In that new spot, they gotta fix that.
Eric Foreman's basement.
Yeah, it was giving them kind of vibes. So I guess we don't think he'll be back in that Jersey studio. That's a wrap.
No, I think he'll figure it out.
Rap City. You think he'll be back?
I think he'll figure it out. I think he'll figure it out.
I don't think so. Another spot.
I think he's done.
I think he should get another spot, but I think he'll figure it out.
Figure it out like he's gonna get another spot, or figure it out like he's gonna go back to that spot?
I think he's gonna figure out in that spot where he could pay somebody off.
Oh yeah, nah, he ain't going back there.
No.
They got the kind of money he can't pay him off.
No.
Town's getting involved.
I'm not saying they can pay him off.
When you could get the town involved, you got some bread.
But that next door neighbor,
fuck you money.
Yeah, exactly.
That neighbor where he did it with.
I'm gonna talk to my councilman.
Might be able to. Listen, everything is in a negotiation. That's how I always feel. Everything could be negotiated, and we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Well, time will tell. We'll definitely end up seeing if he goes back to that spot. It was a nice spot though, but I don't think he gonna be back. Moving off of that, we had switched up. We was gonna talk about Joey Badass allegedly taking shots at Kendrick, but we listened to the track. We only heard like a line, and we didn't feel like it was worth discussing. So G's wanted to discuss, brought to my attention the topic he seen in the Facebook streets. I think that's what he said he saw it.
Absolutely.
Right? All right.
Great picture.
Yeah. Of course, Facebook, of course, the place of arguing. So hopefully I ain't butchering it. The question we wanted to discuss was, how many dates should a man or woman go on before sex is expected? Right? Was that the gist of it?
Yes.
All right, cool. So since it was your question, I assume you had something to say on it, so you could go first.
Cool. I was watching this. I was watching like interviews and little skits of like men taking women on dates, right? And my thing is this: when women go on dates with men, and they expect certain things and to go to certain restaurants and certain places, I always wonder as a man, when I take you to these places, should I expect something? If you expect to go to these fancy restaurants and you expect me to spend a certain amount of money at these fancy restaurants, are you mad at me because I expect something at the end of the night? Am I wrong or any other guy? I was watching these like interviews and girls like, oh, first date should be he spend this much amount of money, just and a third, and then the guy shouldn't expect nothing. When sometimes the guy spends his whole car insurance just to take you out and make you happy. And I'm not saying he shouldn't took you out because he spent his last, but what I'm saying is he spent all this money and then he shouldn't expect nothing. He's wrong for expecting something at the end of the night. That's my only problem.
You want to go, Red, or you want me to go first?
No, you can go.
So my thing, maybe it's semantics, but I feel like it's the wording. Because I think it's okay to want something. If I take a chick out and I spend $500, I could want to get some ass at the end of the night. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a difference to expect it. Like, it's not, because expect feels like it's old. Like, She's not a prostitute, so I don't think I should expect it, but I could want it. I don't think there's nothing wrong with me wanting that, but I don't think I should expect it like she has to give it up. So that's the only thing where I feel, because I'm with you. I feel like I could want that at the end of the night.
So
that's one thing, but I don't think it's like it's
owed
owed to me.
Is it okay for her to expect for you to spend a certain amount of money on her on the first date, though?
No, because I don't.
That's what they do.
But I don't agree with that either, though. I'm on both sides of that. I don't think she should expect anything except for it being paid for, and I think that's a me thing, because that could be argued. Yeah, but some men will say like they shouldn't have to pay. Like I don't, whatever. To each his own.
I think the first date. I think all men should.
To each his own. But I'm willing to do that. But you know, outside of that, I don't think there should be no expectation for me to spend $500. There should be no expectation on how much I spend. Just like there's no expectation for you to put out at the end of the night.
So like, as
long as you have a good time. I'm not saying you take a chick to Pizza Hut or
but how about the Cheesecake
whatever.
Factory?
We had this discussion.
Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So she was expecting more than the Cheesecake Factory. But if he'd have been like, all right, I'll take it to Ruth's Chris or one of these steak Prime 38, but you gotta give me some buns at the end of the night, she looked at him differently.
Let me just tell you, that's what I was gonna say. The only time I think expectations is fine is if you lay them shits out from the rip. If she lets you know from the rip, listen, I'm not one of them girls that do $100 dates. Like if we going somewhere, I need you to spend $500 or better. Then cool. If she lays that out, then she can have that expectations. If he tells her, yo, listen, I'm one of them dudes that if I spend over $500 on a female, I'm expecting something at the end of the night.
Facts.
And if he lays that out to her and she's like, okay, and then she cops an attitude, now I'm on his side. Because it's like, yo, now I have an expectation because I laid it out to you what I'm looking for. So it's not murky. It's not like we're not guessing. I'm not spending money hoping like, yo, well, maybe if I keep spending more and more bread, that's going to make this a guarantee, because that doesn't guarantee shit except for you being upset at the end of the night. So like that's where I differ on that.
I agree. That's true.
I agree. I feel like girls shouldn't go on dates with expectations because he's taking you out on a date. Maybe that's just me, but don't go on a date with expectations. And if you do have expectations, you need to let somebody know from the beginning. Again, like Cash said, I'm not one of these girls you could just take me like $50, go to Applebee's, and then we're good. Like, nah. Like, I like going to so-and-so places.
Who do I love? I love niggas with money. That's what I love. I love money. I love designer bags. I love designer shoes. I like expensive cars. I like vacations to the other side of the fucking world. Yeah. That's what I love.
And you know, if y'all exchange that in the beginning and it's understood, then you know, hey. But if he tells you, listen, if I spend money on you, I expect something in return, then you know the type of dude that you're dealing with. Facts. So if you know that from the beginning, that's your chance to be like, you know what, this might not work for me. I'm a head out. But I feel like when she's comfortable, that's when you expect her to give you some.
Okay, got it. That's the question.
So it could be the first date. It could be the first date. It could be the 5th date. It could be the 20th date. Whatever.
You answered my question about the ask. So Dollars, I'm gonna ask you a question. How many dates do you think you should take a female out before she be ready to give you some?
For everybody, it's different. For me, it's 3.
3? Okay.
Max. Yeah, but I think for everybody, it could be different.
I think, especially if we vibe like the first 2 dates. I think the 3rd date should be like, I agree.
You know what? Let me tell you why I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it.
You go.
I'm about to. No, hear me out. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I think it depends on the person. Because I've definitely dealt with females where I might not have smashed the first time, and I thought in my head, like, you lucky you even with somebody like me. Like, you should be fucking me tonight. That's a fact. But I've also dealt with females where, like, it's cool, we vibe, so we might go out 3-4 times and I don't smash, and I don't really think nothing of it.
But
so I think it depends.
But Dollars, I gotta say this to you. But as a man.
But I do have a number, but I'm just saying it depends.
Yes. But you also say to yourself, damn, like, I can't keep sending my bread on this chick, and she's, like, not even, like.
So when I say, I'm just saying, like, when I say 3 max, no, because if I'm really feeling a chick, it might be 5 for her, but another chick, it might be 2 dates.
I agree.
Whereas another, I might give her 6, and another one might get 1. Like, yo, listen, you tonight or nothing. Like, so I'm like, it varies. That's why I wanted to say, let me add that.
I feel you. I agree. All right. That's cool. That was my only topic, everybody. But I just wanted to throw it out
What
there.
about You have it for you. It is 3. Like, what's your? Do you have? Does it vary for you or no? Is set in stone?
I think it's for me. It don't vary the dates. I would say 3 to 4 dates, and the 3 or 4 dates is only if we had that connection. The first date, second date, third date, and then that's it varies to me. The money issue is not really the money thing is not because I'm not gonna go out if I don't have money to wine and dine you anyway. Like only idiots go out and be like, damn, let's go Dutch, let's split this check. I didn't know, girl, we gonna go out. We get what you want. I'm gonna get what I want. I'm gonna eat what I want. You gonna eat what you want. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. But I would say that the only time it varies, like if we feeling each other, because I don't like. Listen, I'm a guy who I don't really judge. Like if it's the first night, the second night, the third date, the first date, the fifth date, I'm not judging you. I just say to myself, I have to catch myself because if we on 6 dates already and it's no physical connection, you're not. Now I'm just saying to myself, she's just using me to go out to eat.
And that's what I was just gonna say. I think where niggas get caught up and they get mad is that like they'll be spending and seeing they ain't going nowhere and think, well, maybe if I just keep on spending, she gonna give it up. Like, nah, bro, the signs is there because that's how you just you end up pissed off because it's not gonna happen.
We done been on 10 dates.
Not even,
we ain't even kissed on the cheek.
There's no
getting
close.
And at that point, I do get mad at the chick, but you do it to yourself. You gotta notice, when you friend zone, because that's what get a nigga mad. That's what make a dude be like, yo, man, like I expect because I spent. Nah, bro, you played yourself.
Because some niggas be really thinking it ain't tricking if you got it. Yeah, you got it, but you spending and you ain't getting nothing in return, man. You might want to fall back.
That be a tease and they'll play around with a guy, and then what do you expect?
At that point, that's why I say I will hold them females at fault, but to a certain extent, because like G said, like, all right, we get up to like the 6th date and there still ain't been no physical contact. At some point, I gotta take a little bit of
I'm fooling myself
responsibility.
Right now. Like, she out of my league, and she knows she out of my league, and she just want to come to eat. She hungry.
Perfect example, y'all, because we all watch Love After Lockup.
Oh, God.
How many times we seen these sorry ass jabronis?
Jabroni, JABRONINJORAXXXYAZAOA. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell it.
Where the women be like, I don't want to be touched. I'm just not comfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I was locked up a long time.
Girl, you done spent 3 years in jail.
And then you find out.
Talk about all this sex talk. And then when I finally get you home and I bring you to the hotel, you was just like, I'm not comfortable.
They don't want to be touched. Either they already got licked down in prison or they get picked up by another dude.
Yep.
It's like they're playing you. You should have saw the signs. You dealing with someone for that long and they telling you they don't want to touch you. They're not that's cap. I get mad when I see that shit. Like, nigga, you're an idiot. If I'm doing all of this, I'm spending all this money and you locked up, we fucking, or you getting out.
Like the men
that dude DeAndre, remember?
Yes, like that shit is sad. Some
of the men
was saying,
some of the men come right out. Some of the men come right out and they ready. It be the women that play that tricking these
But
guys.
Notice, it's only the women that don't want them that do that shit. They always be the ones that got another dude or got another female.
They be out of their league.
Yep.
That part too. Yeah. So you see,
it's crazy.
Like he said, like you gotta at some point. I feel bad for you till a certain point. Then it's like, all right, man, you gotta know. I feel pressured. Like Red said, down in good one, stress. I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable being touched.
This is a lot. It's overwhelming.
Oh yeah,
I have anxiety.
Trigger words.
This is giving me anxiety.
Y'all can tell if you don't watch Love After Lockup again. But if you watch it, you know those are trigger words on that show. For real. All right, so let us know well, I don't know if there's going to be a video for this, but if I did make one, you hear it, let us know. Comments, email, whatever on the videos about what you think about this. If there's a set number that there should be where, you should expect something or want something when men and women go on dates. All right, so moving on for that, before we end the podcast, onto some of the random stuff and serious things. So Robert Brooks was killed by CEOs. Where was it at again? You said right?
Mohawk Correctional Facility. That's upstate.
There you go. Thank you. Even though
upstate
I watched
New York
before we saw it.
If we have listeners that's not from New York, that's upstate New York.
There you go. So in the videos that we could see, the officers, even though they had body cams, they had the video on, the audio was off.
But they turned it on after a certain point, though, right?
No, you could see the full video from them dragging him outside in the
When his
yard
face
to
was already
inside.
messed up, right?
But when he got inside, his face was bloodied, and they didn't turn on the sound. So you could see he was bruised. You could see them moving around his body. They show him take a gut punch from
Body
one of the
shots.
officers. Yeah, body shots. It was pretty brutal to see.
They was lifting him up by his face.
I've seen the officers and a lot of people are
14 people.
being arrested. We could discuss how we feel about this, but before we do, I just want to say this is just a bigger issue with the whole correctional system because, this is getting the publicity because we've seen it and they have
People in
body cams. But
authority.
best believe this is not the only time this happens. Like
This is not the
whole
only correctional
jail
facility this happens
system,
at
yeah,
either.
it's just fucked. I recently was telling Red, I seen a story about Arkansas, how they're leasing the prisoners out for work, but they not releasing them when they go out for
Furlough?
no, for parole. Yeah, they're denying their
parole.
parole. But meanwhile, they got them working in the community. And one of the guys said, like, so wait a minute, it's safe for me to work at McDonald's 5 days a week, but I can't, go home to my family. So they got them working in the community. They take 50% of their paychecks. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically modern day slavery. You got that going on. You got people getting beat up by CEOs. Like, it's nasty.
That's sad. And when I didn't know anything about it till you showed me the video, bro. But to be honest with you, I feel like it's just messed up, man.
They don't show us that on our local news.
I don't want to make it a race thing, but just another black man beat up by the CEOs, and they try to hide it as long as they could. Because they definitely hit it for a little while. But, I guess the family was just like, they was on it. Like, but, man, if anybody see the video, you see it. Like, man, it's cringing.
Yeah,
man.
it's rough.
It's messed up,
it's
man.
very
Like,
heart-wrenching.
it's crazy.
How that last officer winded up to give him that gut shot, tied down. There's like, you can't even defend yourself.
It's a part of the video when you showed me, and I was just looking like, one of the CEOs got his foot out on his neck. Like, he kicks his foot out like that on his neck when he on a stretcher, bro. And I was just like, damn.
The part that really struck me was when they lifted him up, he looked like he barely had any life in him when they lifted him up off that bed before they brought him in the other room. It was so sad to watch them do something like that to him. And why there was so many people there, not one person. It's never not one person that'll be like, you know what, this is going way too far. They even firing the nurse.
Yeah, but when they showed someone on the outside laughing, that's crazy.
I want to say one thing, though.
Like, no regard for this black man at all.
And this might sound crazy, but I want to say one thing. Black men, when we in custody or we're getting pulled over or whatever we are, we got to stop being so aggressive because this is their excuse of doing those things to you. You want to get back home to your family at the end of the day. If
It's
you
a
get pulled over,
long-standing history of why the black
I get
men
it.
are aggressive towards, or
I
they
don't think
feel
I
some type of
understand.
way.
I think
No, hold on, hear me out. And I understand I understand what you're saying. But we gotta stop giving them reasons. If you get pulled over by the police and you ain't doing nothing wrong, your license straight, your registration, and you don't have to be so good. Why are you pulling me over? Just give me your license, registration. You go on your fucking way and leave me the fuck alone. Even though they're harassing you.
Let
I've
me
been
tell
harassed.
you, G's,
I've been
I
harassed.
couldn't disagree with
Hold
that
on.
more for the simple
Yo,
fact
Dallas.
that they regular humans like us and they work a job like
I
us.
get it, but
like people go to
it's
McDonald's
never-
and give
it's
them
never gonna
employees
change, bro,
attitudes.
but
That don't
I
give them
get
the
it.
right to
I
spit
get
in your
it.
burger or
I
assault
get it.
you.
I get
So
it.
you a cop, you
I
doing
get
a
it.
job.
I
So
get it.
if
I get it.
if
I
I'm
get
having a
it.
bad day
But
and
the
I want to
re-
take it out on you, it don't give you
I
the
get
right
it.
to
I
attack
get
me,
it.
shoot me, none of
I
that
understand
shit.
what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But we have to remember that we want to get back home to our families. And unfortunately, they are killing us, bro. They using that, oh, stop resisting and all this other shit. I'm pretty sure
That part
if we can hear,
is
if we
right,
can hear,
but I don't put
if
the
we
blame
can
on
hear
us. I
that
put it on
CO,
them. They need to do better,
If
not
we can
us.
hear on the CO thing, because it was one point when he was like sitting up, like he was all bloodied up, and he's sitting up, and he was like, look like they saying something,
They
like he
didn't
was
Yeah,
saying
you
something.
can't see it,
yanked
hear
him
it.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, what happened
It looked like
before
he
he
was saying
cocked and
something
hit
to
him.
him, like, yo, he could have been like, yo, y'all trying to kill me or whatever, and they just, the way it looked like Like,
But it don't
they
matter what
wanted to
he
do
was
it.
saying. They're not supposed to be doing stuff
And
like
the
that.
crazy thing
period.
is, you said
I
that
want
you giving
you
him
guys-
credit because I thought maybe he said something disrespectful. Why dude cocked and hit him, but that
this
doesn't
is why-
okay it.
That's
Regardless,
I didn't
but
wanna take that.
I was thinking, and I can't even say because I don't
I
know.
I didn't want
Because
to
you was
take
being more
that.
positive.
Yeah, I
Because
didn't wanna
maybe it
take
was that. You're right. I don't
didn't
know.
wanna take that.
My head just
that
went to
angle.
that because he did
Yeah,
that.
because the way he popped
But
up, it
you're
looked
right.
like,
It could
and
have
the way
been.
he was looking like, like y'all pussy, y'all you doing. I didn't
But
wanna,
you're right.
I didn't
It's
wanna
more
take
likely
it.
it could have
But
been
what
something
I'm saying
in
is,
it.
as black men, we have to teach our sons. You don't have to, even though the cop is bothering you. If you straight, you straight. Give him what he need and go on your way. The arguing, it never gets you far. I swear to God.
G's
I
about
learned.
that.
I
They
learned.
the ones that need to do better.
Yes,
but
I
you
learned.
right about
I
that.
learned that, dollars. I learned the times where we were smoking when we were younger. We smoking weed in the car, and the cop was like, "Oh, I smoke weed," and you like, "What?" We done air out the car. Get out the car. Like, what are you harassing us for? And we getting all aggressive with them, right? Now those days is different because they wasn't killing us as much as they doing now. But we have to realize
Well,
that.
they was. We just wasn't seeing it.
Yeah,
we didn't have
that too.
camera phones.
I take that back. You absolutely right.
But go ahead.
Bro.
Camera phones
Absolutely
changed the game.
No social media, none of that shit was
Yeah.
popping. But as we watch these guys, the police kill all these black guys, it's the same thing. If the audio was on, they got one thing they say. What they say: stop resisting. They either
love to
choking
say
us,
that.
punching you, kicking you. It's the same thing they always say. Stop resisting. If you straight, if you good, give them your shit. Even though they harassing you, because they harass young black men and even some older black men, not as much as the younger black men, because even when I was driving as I got older, I wasn't getting pulled over like when I was younger. I'm pretty sure you can identify with
I could
that.
tell like
That was
10 harassment stories myself about the police.
as you got older.
No, when I was younger.
No, that's what I'm saying. As that's why I said the younger black men.
Yeah.
As we get older, it's less because we carry ourselves differently. But what I would say was just stop giving them a reason to do these bad things to you, because there are some good cops and there are some dirty cops, and it seems like all the dirty cops is getting filmed on camera, and some of the dirty cops are dirty. You just don't. Some people are not giving them a reason to get dirty, but we just as black young men, we gotta just be careful of that. Like, you want to make it home to your family. If you legit, you legit.
You know what's funny? It's funny I like voice because when I was young, I used to be I used to get
I was
harassed
rebellious.
and I would be
crazy.
respectful and they would give me a hard time.
I would be crazy.
Now that I'm older, they don't bother me much, but when
Yeah.
they do, I'm an ultra dickhead and they don't give me no
Yeah.
hard time. It's like it reversed. When
Yeah,
I
it's
was
a young
nice,
thing.
they would harass me. When I'm fucking a mean old Scrooge, they don't bother me. It's weird how that shit works. But again,
Yeah,
none of that shit should matter. Unfortunately, that's how it is. That's how it has to be.
because
But
there's good people and bad people
there's
in every organization.
absolutely nothing he could have did to justify that kind of shit. And I think,
I
like,
agree.
yeah, it's cool that they're gonna make an example out of these 10 people we saw. Red said nurse, they taking everybody down. 14 is cool, but there's more examples of this. They need to actually like
They
do
got
some type
fired.
of real.
This happens a lot more
yeah, they
than
need to
they
do some
know,
real
and they-
reform. Like,
Red, you
not-
said they got fired, right? You said they got fired.
Yeah, some of them
Okay.
got fired
Okay, now
already.
check this out. They got fired.
Yeah, but
That-
that's
that
not
could be
that's
it.
not
No,
enough.
That could be
Yeah,
it.
it's
That's not enough because
That could
somebody,
be it.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
can't be it because guess what? Somebody died. That's not
Mhm.
enough.
Yeah, it shouldn't
Just
be. That's
firing
what
somebody
Jesus
is
saying.
not
Like,
enough.
that's
These
it.
people
Like,
could get off of murder.
Yeah.
They could get off of murder.
That's literally
They
they
could
committed
get-
murder. Yeah,
The
and
judge could feel like they got
probably will
fired
because
and
of
they
their
lost
power.
they lost the education and all these things that they did. But okay, we're not gonna charge them criminal.
Yeah, because of who they are.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
the
fact.
craziest thing, man. That shit corny. That shit corny. But that's the world we live in. So I have to say this one thing. That was the only thing, and this is what people who voted for Donald Trump, this is what Donald Trump was saying. They could kill black people and get away with it. That's what people got to understand. All the black people who voted for Donald Trump, this is what you voted for. They get immune when they do things like this. Just keep that in mind.
So you
Correct?
know,
Dollars? That's what, right?
Yeah, they have that belief system. I just want to say, you know, shout out to his family. Hopefully, they get some justice from this. They were
Yes,
fired.
definitely.
They gonna sue, obviously. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they get everything they deserve and they get jail time. But I doubt it will happen. But that leads into what G said about killing black people. Before we get out of here, because we discussed it when it happened at the time, the Daniel Penney situation, incident on the subway when he choked out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting the gentleman's name. He was acquitted of all charges. So where do
Jordan
we?
Neely. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jordan Neely.
Jordan Neely. There you go.
So are you?
So
Yeah.
are any of us surprised? Real quick, want to discuss it? 'Cause I don't remember how we felt
No.
at the time. All right, you're not surprised, and do you think
No.
he should have been acquitted?
No.
I am surprised, and I think he should not have been acquitted. I think he should have been charged. You choked him to death.
What was he doing? He was doing something on the train.
So they said he was threatening people.
See? That's just like resisting arrest. This is what they're going to use against us. Black people are automatically assumed aggressive.
You could subdue somebody without choking them.
That's where I'm at. He killed them, and I think if the roles were reversed, if a black man killed a white man who he thought was crazy and threatening people on the train and choked them out,
charged.
he would be going to jail.
Absolutely. You know why?
And
Because
that's my issue with it. Like,
because they don't consider white people aggressive like they consider black people aggressive. So if a black guy choked out a white man, they say, oh, something else. They're gonna say the white guy had mental issues.
That's a problem.
They're gonna say the white guy had mental issues.
That's a problem where the solution isn't, well, he should do better or he shouldn't be homeless. Like, nah, yeah, like you shouldn't threaten people on the subway, but the penalty for that is not death. That's not how this shit works.
I agree.
You're not Batman. You don't get to just go around
and you ain't the
murdering
judge.
people.
And you ain't God.
Yeah, judge, executioner, jury. Because this is the debate. Anybody who lives in New York City, if you have taken a single train in your life, at one point or another, you've thought to yourself, you might have to pop off on somebody on the train.
Yeah.
That's just a fact of the New York City
Yeah.
subway station.
That's a fact.
We've all felt that way. Everyone in this room. And I could go to anybody I know in New York City and ask them, yo, you ride the train? You ever felt at one point or another you might have to get it shaken? But none of them people have murdered anyone. That's the point, is like that doesn't give you the right because you might feel threatened unless that person got physical with you or something. Like crazy people on the subway doing crazy things, unfortunately happens. That's a whole bigger discussion
You
about
want to hear
the
something
mental
else?
health system and
Can
all
I
that
say
other
something
shit.
else crazy?
Yes.
That
though?
don't give you that right.
Now I have. This might sound crazy, but I have to say this. You know, all the times I've been on the subway and people been acting crazy, it's always us for some reason. It's not really. I'm gonna say white. I'm not gonna say black. I'm gonna say, or Spanish. It seemed like it's always like
Because
brown
as
or
someone
black
who worked in the mental
people.
health care system, I can tell
Yeah.
you it's very expensive. So the people who have money get private care, private facilities
Other
for
I
people
agree.
get
their
state.
relatives and their loved ones who are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, when you in poverty or you don't have it, people like that end up destitute on the streets. It's a money thing.
Yeah, I get it.
So unfortunately, that's what it ends up coming down to. But again,
Facts.
regardless of what he was doing, and it don't make it okay that our subway system is like that. Like, it's a shit show. Like, I agree with that. But again, it doesn't give nobody a right to go around murdering and to just be acquitted. And see some people outright praising him. Actually,
The
you
praise,
said it
that's
like
crazy
it's the Trump
work.
voters. It's certain people. You know who I say. Just like when they say
Yeah.
certain people, you know what I mean when I say
Yeah.
certain people. And certain
Absolutely.
people praising it.
Absolutely.
And that to me is crazy.
That's crazy.
Oh,
work.
he saved hundreds of people's lives. You don't know what the fuck he was about to do on that damn train. He's a bum on the train, like asking for money, like everybody
I'm sure
else.
the bum doing the Michael Jackson on the train.
Yeah,
is
I
gonna
don't
murder
know.
everyone. Like,
You know, it is what it is.
yeah. Like you said, it don't make it fair. We've said this plenty of times. We all know there's two different judicial systems in America, but
Yep.
it's two different rules too. But this is crazy. But unfortunately, it might continue to happen. Hopefully, something changes. I don't know.
doubt it.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna see. We're not being
I
too
have
hopeful
no
for
faith in the
2025.
justice system, the
I know.
judicial system, I should say.
We being so grim to start the new year. But that's going to be the last topic we're going to discuss to get on out of here. We will be back on camera next episode. And by that time, within the next couple of episodes, we're going to start going live. We're going to figure out this set time when we figure out everybody's schedule to know what time we can do it, because we can't be doing it live and 1 week it's at 8 o'clock, next week it's at 3 o'clock, next week it's at 9 o'clock. There's no way people will be able to consistently
So
follow
everybody,
the
we're gonna do live at 12 a.m. the next day. It's like, no, I'm just playing.
We're going to figure it out.
right.
When Video Dude come back from his extended vacay, we're going to lock in these time slots and figure it out, because the shit's a little complicated.
It's
We're just figuring it
it's
out.
not like taking your phone out and putting it on Facebook
Exactly.
or Instagram.
It's a
Like,
little-
it's a little more than that.
intricate than that. So we're going to figure all that stuff out. Before we get out of here, I wanted you guys to hear how out of control these scams are. So you want to hear the latest scam alert? Because, I told you guys about the
Go
Social
ahead.
Security scam. So let me tell you about the scam that I got to my email from Atlantic Records. I hope this email finds you well. My name is Lou Mata, and I am the A&R representative at Atlantic Records, a leading record label. Oh, shit, you don't say. I didn't know that. We've been following your music career with great interest and are impressed by your unique talent, style, and dedicated to your craft. We believe your music has the potential to resonate with a wider audience, and we'd love to be a part of your journey. After careful consideration, we're excited to express our interest in signing you to our record label. Our team is passionate about supporting emerging artists, and we offer a comprehensive range of services, including recording, marketing, distribution, and touring support. We're confident that our collaboration will not only elevate your career, but also bring music to new heights. Well, here's the problem, Lou.
Well, no.
I don't do music.
He was talking about me.
It's a
That was talking
podcast.
about me. You know, I got my EP out.
Wrong inbox.
Listen to
All right.
the Make It Make Sense, Jeezy. Yeah, I got my own podcast.
So
I got my own
I will
EP
forward
out.
you Lou Mata's email address, and then
yeah.
after that, I'm sure he'll forward you his banking information
I hope
for you to wire over the money you
Or
got to
his
send
Cash
to
App.
sign
Maybe
that.
I got to send him some Cash App money. That's probably what I got to do.
That's probably what it is, to send
Yeah.
over the money you need to sign this reported record deal. So I'm going to forward that email to you, and you get back to us on how that works, all right?
I need that ASAP, though.
We'll put that in the investigative series of our podcast. All right. So we'll keep you guys filled in on that. And with that note, we getting out of here. Thanks for joining us on episode 57 of the Make It Make Sense podcast. Make sure you check us out, Apple, Spotify, Good Pods, and on YouTube as well. It's your boy Cash.
Don't sweat my
Here with
dad.
Red.
Follow me. Don't follow me.
Jeez.
You already know. Boom, 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 boom.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Chill now, the fool dropped his bank receipt. Bro, he got money. 87,000. That's just a check-in. Oh my God. Imagine his savings account. Oh, okay. This could be my captain saver.
Hey girl, want a man that can spend some time. Take out a few grand and spend some time. Make a getaway plan like we in some crime. Travel to foreign land when come time. And I know you like a tan on your skin sometime. We can lay up on the sand or stay in sometime. In the club, I'm the man. Your friends come fine. All I do is raise my hand, they send some wine. You know I got fans and be in some line. But you understand that's how my income climbs. So I rhyme a few bars so I can get a few cars. Kick a few flows and then I do a few shows. But them other dudes be cutting your ass short. 3 months with me, get stamps in your passport. And I'm not bragging, but imagine that you could get away with a nigga like me.
For the one-way ticket, I'ma get away. And the closer you get, I can't step away. With the lifestyle you give, don't wanna separate. Cause you got me feeling like, hey. For the one-way ticket, I'ma get away. And the closer you get, I can't step away. With the lifestyle you give, don't wanna separate. Cause you got me feeling like, hey.
Hey mama, they call me Weezy, and you should be with me. I got a pocket full of reasons, baby. I could bless you when you ain't even sneezing. I'll be at your rescue when you don't even need me. I can have you dreaming when you ain't even sleeping. Mama, I can help you get off like the weekend, and I knock your boots, watch your eastlands. Take a picture, exposure indecent. Hopped out the quack and I know she felt me. I look like money, I smell like wealth. Yeah, I smoke that grape, you know that Welch's. So excuse me, but I ain't belching. She said she wanna do it to the new DJ. I popped the disc in and put the song on replay.
Morning, girl.
Cause I'm cool, just like the breezeway. I push it like salt and P-E-P-P.
For the one-way ticket, I'ma get away. And the closer you get, I can't step away. With the lifestyle you give, don't wanna separate. Cause you got me feeling like, hey. For the one-way ticket, I'ma get away. And the closer you get, I can't step away. With the lifestyle you give, don't wanna separate. Cause you got me feeling like, hey.
The girls on my paper denim, keep paper in them. As soon as they change the shapes, I'm in them. The babes, they send them with snakeskin in them. To the kid from the city with the scrapers in them. Now, you can leave the spot you cramped in. Lamp in the Hamptons like a champion. Refuse to choose the usual loser. Don't let the hydro and booze confuse you.
Kind of fast in that 2-cent bent. Brand new clothes, yeah, I got that new lens set. I'm a blueprint pimp. You a 2-cent wimp. I feature girlfriend, banana, she a 2-cent champ. I'm the 2-chain champ, so now I'm 3-chained up. Homie, my 8 game good. I got my beat game up. I'm from the south, so I gotta ride clean on purpose. Yeah, I'm from the south, so I gotta ride dirty. I'm looking for a hot gal so sturdy. Her face beautiful, her toes curvy. We do dirty in my new pearl. I'm just trying to get some Temple Shirley. Hot boy.
For the one-way ticket, I'ma get away. And the closer you get, I can't step away. With the lifestyle you give, don't wanna separate. Cause you got got me feeling like, hey, hey. For the one-way ticket, I'ma get away. And the closer you get, I can't step away. With the lifestyle you give, don't wanna separate. Cause you got me feeling like, hey, hey.
Everybody wanna get away, you know?
Can we get away?
Know what I mean? Life get too hard.
Get away, can we get away?
Hey, what's wrong with you, girl? Look like you need a getaway or something, man.
Get away.
Take it from your boy Loso.
Can we get away?
It's a major move right here, baby. You gotta get with it to get lost. You understand?
It's a crazy and mixed up world. It's a little Wayne's world. It's a little Wayne's
Wayne's
world.
Wayne's World Tour is gonna be a certain time of the year, and I'm gonna do it every year until I quit. Every year until I quit. That's what I'm gonna book. That's gonna be my shit forever. I'm even way after the album is done, 10, 15 years after Lil Wayne is done, I'm gonna still be able to do a Wayne's World Tour, and that's my word.